Amazing. Welcome to all our participants today. Thank you to all our panelists.
Do we want to give folks about 4 more minutes to join so we can kick off at 5:35 CST, 6:35 EST?
Thank you. That sounds great.
I
Are
just
we
shared
rocking with the music?
I just shared this on my personal and I heard it echo. I don't know if others can hear it echo.
I can't hear echo on my end. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can hear it.
So should I stop sharing? What should I do? I don't know how to do that even.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're going to get started for the sake of time. Welcome and good evening to everybody who's joining us today for our Facebook live stream event and our first event with our Muslim Civic Table, the Multilingual Voter Guide webinar. Thank you so much to all our partners, our Muslim Civic Table partners, for helping with the guide, for helping translate the guide, and for working very closely as a table to make sure that this comes to fruition. Thank you to all our panelists, Dr. Sarah, We have Welly here from the Muslim Community Network, Kenneth from the New York Civic Engagement Table, Gabriel from the Yemeni American Merchants Association, and Malik from American Pakistani Advocacy Group. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight for this wonderful panel where we talk about our Muslim Civic Table work and our Muslim Civic Table voter guide. So just a little bit about the Muslim Civic Table. The Muslim Civic Table is a national effort that we started about a year ago as Emgage to engage with our Muslim community. And the way that we're doing this is we're engaging local mosques, local groups, local leaders, and local organizations like the ones that we have here in New York to partner on issues that really matter to the Muslim community and think through what those issues are as a group and think of long-term, short-term, and mid-term solutions for what some of the problems we're dealing with as a community. I think that our civic table has been going a year strong. This is our first event that we're having as a Muslim civic table. And one of the biggest things that came up this year was voting and how people are going to be voting in the primary, how people are going to be voting in the general election, and how to make sure that our community is engaged and also equipped with the tools that they need to engage in the voting process. What is the information that they need, and how can we make sure that we as a table are giving our community that information? So one way that we thought about doing this is to create a voter guide, and the voter guide shares some pretty streamlined information about what it is that voters need to do to get to the polls, how to get to the polls, and when to get to the polls, with early voting, with voter registration, with the deadline to change addresses. All of these things can get very complicated for people sometimes. And so what we're hoping is that through our voter guide, we are able to simplify this information for the community. So another big part about that we've realized through our civic table is language accessibility is another big issue in our community. And we wanted to make sure that not only are we providing a guide, but we're providing an accessible version of the guide for people to be able to use. So what we did is we translated it, and we have the guide available in 5 languages. We have it in English, in French, in Urdu, in Bangla, and in Arabic. And thanks so much to our civic table partners who were able to help us translate this. We know that translation is a big thing for our community, and it's really important that community organizations are engaged in that process. So with that, I'm going to pass it to, we're going to share a little bit about what the guide looks like in different languages. Here's the Bangla version of our guide. And what we have here is key dates. This is the English version, key dates, voter registration, vote by mail, and some voting facts. We have it here in French as well. And what we will be doing today is we'll walk through different sections of the guide, and we're also going to answer any questions people have either about the guide or about voting in general. And so our first guest for today is the Commissioner of the New York City Civic Engagement Commission, Dr. Sarah Saeed. Dr. Sarah Saeed has been a tremendous resource for our community and just generally New Yorkers on civic engagement. So we're so happy to have you here today to talk to us a little bit about voting and what it means in this particular primary election. Dr. Sarah?
Thank you so much. And assalamu alaikum and greetings of peace, everybody. Thank you so much to the Muslim Civic Table for organizing this fantastic program. And it's very heartening to see so many organizations in our community working together to build civic participation. Just to tell you a little bit more about the Civic Engagement Commission, for those who may not already know about it, it's a new city agency that was created by voters in 2018 through a ballot measure. And we do have ballot measures on the ballot this coming election. And ballot measures are really important space, like way to have a voice. And as an example, our commission is, our origin is itself a really great example of the power of New Yorkers to directly shape policies and programs and even create new offices. The commission is charged with promoting inclusive participation, to enhance civic trust and strengthen democracy. And we're building engagement programs like the People's Money, which is citywide participatory budgeting. You can still vote online in that, and I'll put the link into the chat if you haven't already voted and you're a New York City resident. Would love for you to participate. And then our nonprofit partners all around the city are conducting civics workshops in neighborhoods that were designated as hardest hit by COVID by the Task Force for Racial Inclusion and Equity. And we're trying to help people understand how to be civically engaged in their neighborhoods, to advocate for issues, to join coalitions in their communities. And we also work with community board members to offer trainings to help them with their duties on the board. Another area of work which is very relevant to this particular gathering this evening is that we're working to reduce language barriers to participating in elections, complementary to what the Board of Elections does. And our language assistance program at poll sites, as well as we have Know Your Rights PSAs and voter education workshops, we are really committed to ensuring that all New Yorkers, especially voters with language barriers, are informed and ready to meaningfully participate in elections. And that's why it's so great that this voter guide was translated into many languages. We'll be providing interpreter assistance at a number of poll sites for the second weekend of early voting on an election day on June 25th. And we are in areas with high concentrations of language speakers in 11 languages, including the local law languages that some of our Muslim community members speak, like Arabic, Bangla, Urdu, and French. The websites are listed on our election center, and when I'm done talking, I'll put links into the chat for everything, where you can find a list of the poll sites. But they're mostly in geographies, election districts with very high concentrations of language speakers, because we don't have the resources to be at every single poll site.